Hey guys, welcome back to Day in the Life of my kitchen. This is breakfast. We've lobbed the kids out. They've gone to school. Throw in some bacon. Don't let the kids have it. I know I'm nasty, and I. Can't believe I had to eat wholemeal bread, man. Wholemeal bread. I know there's a lot of people like wholemeal, but... Ugh. Oh, my baby's watching, look. Oh, quick look at the lips. And yes, she does get a little bit of it. Every time I eat, she gets a bit. That's why she's there. She's my baby. Even though she's an old girl. There we go. Oh, my hands are shaking with excitement. Bit of leftover bacon. That'll be nice, chopped up and chucked in somewhere. Oh, not level. There you go, moved it. I only butter one piece of bread. I do that with sandwiches sometimes. Don't ask, I'm weird. And we're heathens in this house, we don't cut. We just ram it in. So this is today's recipe, guys. So this is diced up skinless, boneless chicken thighs. And this is chicken lo mein. This is a low fat tea. So all I'm doing here is I'll put the recipe underneath as usual for anyone that's interested. I did use dried ginger here because I didn't have no fresh. But I would recommend fresh. So I'm marinating, these bags are amazing. I'm marinating this chicken. Do it first thing. Whip it in the fridge. Like I say, I have boned and I've de-skinned it. So that was about 5 chicken thighs. Because I would have done 4, but one was like small enough to feed a mouse, I suppose. So yeah. So this is the sauce part of it that I will use when I come to cooking it. The way it's edited, I did this in the morning, and then if Steve's gone straight onto the recipe, then he's showing you the recipe next. These things, some people think that all this stuff for Chinese food and that is expensive. It so isn't, you know. It really isn't. And it's not like you buy a bottle of hoisin sauce and you never use it again. You know? I mean, I took a teaspoon out of that one and I use it for the baked rice I do as well. You get so many meals out of a cheap bottle of hoisin sauce. So that's everything I chopped up to go into it. As you can see, this is a healthy dinner. It's oh, hang on, delivery. I'll be back. Right, I'm just carrying on because I'm looking outside and the van, no one's come out of it yet. So you're getting a play-by-play here. So yeah, I use thick udon noodles as well. So as you can see, this is a really good healthy meal if you want this meal. Low cost as well. I chopped up the white cabbage that I had left as well from Sunday. This made enough with these just 5 thighs for at least 6 people. So this is a good one for stretching the money in a cheap Chinese. So you cook that chicken until you know it's done. You can see I'm just testing that oil next to the pan, the wok, the small wok, because I'm going to do some. Oh, now the FedEx van's disappeared. So I'm just getting back in the chair. So excuse the creaking. Yeah, I always chuck one in the oil to see when it's going to cook, so I know the oil's hot enough. I could use a thermometer, but I can't be bothered. So all these nice healthy vegetables, I'm going to cook. I always quarter my onions. I do like onions left big. It's like if I order a curry from takeaway. I love their onions because they're big and they're still crunchy. So we're not going to eat that one because it's been swimming in the oil, but whatever. These hard discs, you can get them from most online Asian stores, or Amazon do these, eBay do these, and taste just like they do from the curry house. As you can see, they don't take long to cook. You can do them while you're doing your tea. It's so easy, and you get so many in a pack as well. I would recommend putting them in, lining a large mixing bowl or whatever with a bit of paper towel, and then just dropping them in there just to drain them off. So I've just dropped a little bit of water in there to help steam that and cook it down. You can see the size of my onions, look. Go back in with some more of the crackers. Women, we're good at multitasking. I've shown these on here because one of my beautiful subscribers who is English but doesn't live in the UK anymore, she was like, "What do you mean by homemade prawn crackers?" I mean, these have been around years here, but she says in Spain they've not long had prawn crackers cooked, so yeah. So that was just to show you last, so if you wanted to order any, that's all you have to do. I think the heat's 200 it's supposed to get to cook them. So back in goes my meat with all its juices. You can see all the water that's come out of the vegetables too. These are udon noodles. I use 3, so 1.5 packs. I didn't put bean sprouts in because there was really no need. There was so much vegetables and that in there anyway. And leave the vegetables with a little bit of crunch. Or if you prefer them softer, cook them softer. I mean, it's your tea at the end of the day. You can buy the shop's own version of thick udon noodles for less than £1. That was literally 1 large carrot that I thinly julienned, 1 onion, white cabbage, 200 grams of whatchamacallit, mushrooms. So we've got everything back in, we've got the meat back in. Just heating the udon. You can use like egg noodles or something if you want. I chose the thick udon because I like the texture of udon noodles. So yeah. But by all means, cook what you like. Or have a rice if you so wish. But yeah. This is my take on chicken lo mein, homemade. So that's what I'm using. So, as usual, this is going out today. I always voice over the morning of. Hang on. Mix my sauce up that I made earlier. Throw it in. There we go. Yeah, so I always voice over the day of this video. So Steve is going away tonight when the kids come home from school, and is taking the baby of the house, little Amy, and I think he's going. I know where he's going. He's going to his nana's. She's in her 90s now. and he's spending a couple of days there with her. I think she's in her 90s. I'm sure she is. If she's not, she's very close. He'll spend a couple of nights there, so it's just me and Caitlin in the house. So when I made some homemade ice cream, I made her own pot. So she's got something nice and she wants to watch a movie with me tonight, and then tomorrow night, Saturday night, we'll have a treat. We'll have a pizza takeaway. So that's what I'll be up to this weekend. She's got the rough end of the stick being stuck at home with me, bless her. Could he take both? Yes, but they'll just fight. And why put that on Nana at the end of the day, you know? There it was, in all of its mountainous glory, topped with some spring onions. And that was very nice. And quick. All prepped first thing. That's not a fly on my prawn cracker, by the way. That was a bit that flew off me lo mein. So, strawberries for strawberry jam. So there was about, by the time I'd hauled them and whatnot and got rid of the bad ones, probably about 1.2 kilos. And I'm not going to use a potato masher, I'm just going to use this. Because they do cook down anyway, so they don't need to be like microscopic to start with. I've held some back as well, maybe a couple of cups of them. So once this is cooked down, I'm going to throw them in so it adds a bit of texture to it. We're getting late at night here. I had to wait for the... I had to order a bottle of pectin. So, yeah. Ooh. I had to wait for that to come, and I think this was about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. And at that point, my legs are done. But I wanted to put it on this video, so... You're welcome! A lot of you might have already seen this anyway on my Instagram or community post. And I think he's taken some of this down to his nan as well. This made 6 jars. Jars of different sizes. And I don't buy jars. I use jars that I've used up stuff in, you know. Obviously I wash them and sterilise them. Yes, this is my strawberry jam. That bottle there that you can see with the green one, that's the pectin. It was a couple of quid on Amazon, but I had a look and Asda's do it, Sainsbury's do it, so I'm assuming all the supermarkets do it. Apple pectin I think it is. And for the amount of fruit I used half of the bottle. 125 mils. There's the reminder that jam is not particularly healthy. Never fails to surprise me just how quick that sugar goes into that. Well, minimal effort and it just disappears in there. I mean, it's still there, guys. You still need to cook it. And the camera's not really doing it justice, the colour. It was a bright red here. Time it's finished, it's deep doobie. It's a deep, a deep ruby red. Or a doobie red if you want it to be that. Add a knob of butter. Helps with the foaming. If you get any foam on top of this, just skim it off with that thing that I was using to actually cut the butter. That's why I bought that thing, for skimming. So I'm going to wait till all the sugar's dissolved and then I'm going to rapid boil this. Then add 125 mils of the pectin. You know, these pans are great, but, when something is starting to boil and you can see it creeping up the side of the pan, it does worry you a bit because these pans do not cool down as soon as you remove them from the heat. it takes a good 30 seconds. So yeah, I get a bit freaky. A bit freaky deaky when it starts bubbling up the side of the pan. So I'm bringing it to that boil, and then I'm going to timer it. Then I'll do the plate test, just put a spoonful on the plate. Give it 10 seconds, then see if it wrinkles when I push it. Reminding myself there. Stick my finger in. 4 minutes, Ailey, 4 minutes. So now, that is it, Certo. And it's pectin. It's quite thick stuff, look. Look at the colour of it now. Deep ruby red. This pectin stuff's supposed to maintain the colour of the fruit and the jam all together. If you decide to get one of them bottles, then just follow the recipe that's on it. There's a recipe for strawberry jam on there. I followed that one, I didn't do my usual one. So that's what I was on about, just a plate test. Wasn't ready. So I put it back on again. Just ignore that stuff that you can see down there. That's all my cake decorating stuff. I need to move it again. That's all that is down there. See, it's not coming back in on itself now. I want a good camera angle, really. So I'm just going to get a couple more minutes, turn it up, bring it to the boil again. You don't have to boil it as long when you use this pectin stuff. So I've allowed it to cool down. I've washed them jars, then put them in the oven. Gas mark 4, preheated for 10 minutes. And I boiled the lids for well, I didn't boil them, I simmered them for exactly the same amount of time. 10 minutes. To make sure that it's all sanitary. As you can see the chunks of strawberries there. The ones that I put in after the initial mashing up, just to give it some texture. I mean, me personally, this is for home use, so I'm not bothered about having the pretty looking jam jars and whatnot. Now, if I was sending it out or giving it to family or whatever, then maybe, mind you, I don't think I would actually. I was going to say, I'd probably get the decent jam jars. I mean, if I was sending it to subscribers or something, then obviously I would. But not for home use. I mean, I know that these jars are absolutely fine. They're all sanitised. So it doesn't really matter to me if I've got a label on that shows what was previously in them. So, yeah, all different size jars, look. There you go. That was me with my jam making visionage. So, Steve, Bitty and Steve, as you can see, it's not set up yet, but that's Steve for you. It's the same with everything. Like his dad, who burnt his mouth on food because he can't wait. He didn't wait for it to set up. So, yeah. So, I'm just doing some ice cream. So this is for me and Caitlin while Steve's away. So Caitlin, I did the whole mix. And I did Caitlin's first because obviously I turned mine into peanut butter. Caitlin's was caramel, so I put caramel around her container. I'm dropping in some chocolate chunks. So it's 1 can of condensed milk whipped, and then 2 cartons or 600 ml of double cream, and I'm going to whip them. This is the extra thick stuff that Steve bought, and it was meant to be for cheesecakes, but yeah, I don't use that one for cheesecakes, so I decided to use it for this. I think Steve's cut off mine ice cream. I think he's only left Caitlin's on there. So as I said, I did do chocolate chip and caramel for her. I've added peanut butter in for mine and some Reese cups. Throwing it in there. This little pot holds loads. About 800 ml, I think. So I'm going to go back in with some more chocolate chips. After I've shoved some in my pie hole. This is the Carnation Squeezy caramel. So she'll have her very own pot, because she can't touch mine because of the peanuts. So yeah, she'll be happy when she pulls that out of the freezer. Just the same toppings again, to make sure that she's got some of everything all the way through. As I said, the only difference with mine is peanut butter. Yeah, so, and the Reese cups. So yeah, thank you if you got all the way to the end. That's it for this video, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.